Boo! Never in a million years did I think I would be making a running video, but here we are talking about my very first run with these shoes. This is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s, and let's talk about it. I'm like literally a mile in. I have 12:48 average pace. Not good, but this is kind of like my first run. And like forever, if at all. We'll get better. To be honest, I don't even know how it came to this. I don't know how I got into running. I used to hate running up until recently, and then I wanted to get into running, and it wasn't up until I got these shoes is where I started taking it seriously, because there is going to be a marathon that I really want to do in December, which gives me time to gain the endurance and then later on actually train for the marathon. So I'm pretty excited. These are my very first pair of running shoes. I don't know if I'm going to be using them for the marathon. I don't even know if I'm going to be going on the marathon because I have trips planned up for this year. I'm gonna be traveling quite a bit, but we'll see. I could probably do runs over there. I'll probably bring these along with me. I'm super excited. I really like running, and even though during the run you're like as you can tell in that like little park run, which was not good, by the way. But I'll get better at this. It's another hobby that I picked up along with a bunch of other hobbies. But also, I don't know if you like the little new lighting setup. It's pretty much the same thing, except it's a little bit more warmer. I have, instead of a cool blue light in the background, I have just one of these in the back. Very simple. And then I have another extra supplemental light. I forget what you call those. The secondary lights. But these are cool. I like the Endorphin Speed 3s. They're a lot different to the other shoes that I have. I really only get like basketball shoes and sneakers. So running shoes are a whole different thing. And when you're walking, these feel alright, but these really shine when you're like running, which is like a common sense moment because these are running shoes, but you can definitely feel the difference when you're running compared to like other shoes, like basketball shoes, and my favorite pair of shoes, which is a pair of Vans hiking shoes. It's like really low profile and it's compact, great for traveling. It's like my all-around pair of shoes. I use it for basketball, even though it has no ankle support. I use it for running because it's light and it doesn't make my feet ache after long periods of hiking, running, whatever it is. If I'm wearing that all day, it doesn't hurt. These ones, I can't say the same. At around the 2-mile mark, my feet started getting numb. I was still, like jogging, walking, but it started getting numb, and I don't know if I just have to get used to them or if these shoes aren't right for me. But again, this was only the first time that I've worn them, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more time before I actually make a judgment on these things. But I love them so far. Very squeaky. The foam is foaming. Super light. I don't really know what else to talk about it, to be honest. I'm kind of like still learning with this whole vlogging thing, and something that I recently realized is that you don't really want to force anything. So if you can't think of anything to say, then just take a little break, do something different, and come back to the video. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I just had like a little realization kind of thing, but I was watching this video from Peter. It's called Can We Get Red By If I Started in 2024, and he was talking about things that he wished he knew when he started. So things as simple as like the aperture and the shutter speed. It seems common sense now for him and for me, but for someone who's just starting on content creation and with cameras and photography and videography, it may not be so simple, right? So I was just thinking that it's the same thing for me in terms of running. So I'm kind of like, I'm like bringing my two hobbies together now. I don't really know anything about running. I don't know anything about these shoes, how these shoes work. I don't know the supplements you should be taking. I know like good recovery practices and getting enough sleep and eating the right foods and stuff. But there's like little different nuances to running, like the proper technique and breathing and and there's a lot of stuff that I need to learn. And if you have any tips, help a brother out. Leave some in the comments. I really appreciate it. Like literally, I love this thing. It's super simple. Strawberries, blueberries, almond milk, protein powder, and then a bunch of other stuff like creatine, multi-collagen, and it's like 500 calories and it's huge. It's like, it was filled up, and it's a lot of volume for that much calories, and it keeps me full. I love this MacBook case, by the way. Okay, so I just finished running my second run with the shoes, and I got better, but it's still not at a pace I would like to be at. I'm at just under 11 minutes, so it was like 10 minutes 54 seconds, something like that, for a mile, and I could only do a mile. It's kind of, it's like I run for maybe like a third of a mile, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, and then I start to like want to take like a little 10-second break, and then I start running again, and then I do that. I run, take a little break, run up until I get to like a mile, and by then I'm just like, oh, I'm dying. But I'm trying to get better. I know that if I do this consistently and if I really push myself, my endurance will get better, and it will improve over time. I do like a little warm up, like half a mile walking, brisk walking in the beginning, and then I start running, and then I do another half mile cool down, and that seems to work for me. But I really do want to start running more frequently, at least a few times per week, just so that I can build up that endurance. But it's really fun. I'm actually starting to like running, which is something that I never would have thought that would happen, which is crazy. And I still don't really know how it came to be this way. I feel like in the back of my mind, the thought of running has just always been there, but it hasn't really been triggered up until recently, where a few friends were talking about like running a marathon, and then I used to go on like morning walks, but it never turned into running, and so I guess that helped as well. And it's kind of crazy how it all developed into what we have now, which is like a hobby in running. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Not just physically, but in terms of sleep too. I haven't been getting enough sleep lately due to bad habits of playing video games again, but also it's all been pretty busy. But life is good. Again, like just after running, you feel like a whole lot better. Your mood shifts into more positive, and like that runner high is like super real. And I'm gonna keep running. So in addition to, documenting my life and wanting to just talk in front of the camera, I also want to try to provide you with some value. And I need whoa, that was weird. I don't think that made it better, but I need to think. I really think while I'm speaking how what I'm documenting can be valuable to you as the viewer. Why should you watch this? And maybe it doesn't need to have any sort of value at all times, because just me talking about my interests could influence you to pick up that interest as well. Or you could be listening to this video in the background of while you do your other stuff. But I really do want at least portions of my videos to provide you with some sort of value, so you get something from listening to me yap all the time. So that's something that I need to work on, and hopefully, as long as I'm consistent with this, I'll get better. I need to stop just ending it off with thumbs ups.